Hi, and welcome to what is basically the last emotional video of your Year 6 journey. So potentially for some of you, this will be the last time that you hear from me or teachers at Medway. To keep you busy during summer, during your long summer, where you don't have us to keep you busy, setting you fun tasks every day, I'm sure you all look forward to. Instead, we've made a document that features tons and tons of different links to activities and to work that can keep you busy. Okay, these ones in the table are all museums, famous buildings, science centres to get you thinking, and zoo and animal webcams. Okay, these are during work hours. These are live streams of the animals in the zoo, so you can pretend to visit zoos in Australia, in San Diego, the safari park in Longleat. They've got a really good virtual safari tour. There's different parts of that. Each one is about 20 minutes long, so you get to imagine you're driving through the safari park looking at all of the animals. London Zoo's got one, Edinburgh, Chester. This top one is a really short and snappy trip through Australia Zoo. And at the top, I think I skimmed over it too quickly, we've got some aquariums as well. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to run through a couple of these links just to help you with what they offer. Okay, so I'm going to show for most of them how you sign up, what you need to do, but also what they offer, because they all offer something a little bit different. The only one I'm not going to do is Get Epic, but that's because in Year 6, a lot of you ask to use that every single day. So you should, hopefully, know how to get into Get Epic. If you don't, then email your class teacher, get hold of them, get that class code. Okay, the very first link brings you to this page. So this page is very similar to Get Epic, only it's a different selection of books and you need to register yourself. Okay, so you need to use mum, dad, brother, sister, anyone's email if you've not got your own, and just make sure that, like it says here, that you register and then click the link in the email. Okay, so just like Get Epic, there are plenty of books to choose from. Okay, some of them are far below what you guys are capable of, so you come back up to the top. And because we don't do it by levels at Medway, instead we often just do it by age, if that. So go down to what you guys will be. So this is years 5 to 6. And there's all of these books. Now, some of them are ebooks and some are audiobooks. Okay, so some you have to read yourself, some somebody will read to you. So this first one, Treasure Island, if when you register, you can log in and have somebody read you Treasure Island. Okay, whereas I think, was it? Yeah, so this one, Sherlock Holmes, Stories of Sherlock Holmes, lots of short stories about Sherlock Holmes. You should log in and then you can read the ebook yourself. Okay, so that's our first website. Now this next one I really like because it brings books to life. Okay, it's full of authors and illustrators either reading their own work or hosting their own activities. Okay, so on BookTrust, they've got a YouTube channel as well, which I'm sure you can navigate around yourself, so you don't need my help with that. But on their actual website, there are lots of different activities. So there's Cressida Cowell. She is the author of How to Train Your Dragon. So there's lots of activities. They do new books every month. They have books for occasions. But really what I wanted to show you is at the top, this tab here, Books and Reading. If you click on Home Time, so they've got authors reading their own books to you. They do it chapter by chapter. This is also on YouTube still. But also, an extra thing they've got is how to do lots of different activities. So how to illustrate your own books. They have real life illustrators showing you how you can illustrate. Okay, so as I said, they're available on YouTube, so you can just rely on that. You can just subscribe to that channel and do one of their activities each month. Because here we've got a puffin and a snail, so you can learn to draw that. And they've also got lots of games, quizzes, even some competitions, some recipes if you've been practicing cooking. If you've got a printer, you can print out some activities at home. With our next link, I know some of you have been using this every day since they started to upload lessons after the Easter holidays. But just so that everybody across Year 6 knows about this, the BBC on the Bite Size website have been putting up 3 lessons every day. They're going to carry on doing this until the 24th of July. However, that doesn't mean that you won't be able to go backwards and do the older lessons. Now, when you come to this video was recorded on the 3rd of July. So the lessons that are on this page, the first time you click on it, are going to look a bit different. But each day they do 3 lessons for you to have a go at, and they give you all that you need for it. Okay, so there are challenges for today, so all maths, reasoning challenges. They give you the diagrams as you need it, and then at the bottom there are the answers. So you just need to be sensible and have a go at each one before ruining it for yourself. Okay, so each Friday is bite-sized. Friday is a challenge day. Okay, so they've partnered with Wario's Maths. Sometimes we get our problems for you off there, so some of them should be familiar with you. Okay, these little diagrams, you may have seen them before. Okay, you can also go backwards. So further down on this page, you can pick specific topics, or you can just scroll backwards and go through the entire back catalogue of lessons. So there are plenty to keep you busy. So if I wanted to practice my speech writing, I could take a look at the 8th of June. So they've got a video that tells you all about it. The downside of using Bite Size is that you've got to read it a lot. Okay, so quite a bit of it, if it doesn't have a video, is relying on you reading through each one. However, you're in Year 6, you're about to head off to secondary school. This isn't too much of a challenge for you. And then obviously there are practices at the bottom. This is really good because they do some of them as a game, as a quiz. And then other times they link to other websites to challenge you further. Okay, so not all of them have got the answer at the bottom. I think that's mainly for maths and for grammar activities. But that is BBC Bite Size. The only other thing is if you wanted to pick a specific subject. So if you wanted to go through and learn a language, that would be really impressive if you could come out of lockdown having learnt a language. I'm not going to click on that though. But there are plenty of different German, French, I think even there's some Spanish somewhere. Here it is. So there's lots for you to get on with. Okay, for our next link, it's Oak National Academy. So again, some of you have been using this regularly throughout lockdown. Rian, I'm really impressed with the work you've been doing on this, so keep it up. So many of these lessons are taught as if you are sat in a classroom. Now, this is different to Bite Size, as many more of them have actual lessons. It is as though you are going to sit through a real classroom, so you can watch this video. This video, I'm not going to play it now, is done by a real classroom teacher. Okay, so it's as though you're sat in a classroom. They will tell you to pause the video sometimes. At that point, you then move on to the worksheet. Okay, this is done similar to how we do it as a PowerPoint, so you should be very familiar with this. So it's nice and easy. There are lots of different ones. So these are all the English ones you can do. Then you can go back again. And you've got maths. There's even some PE activities to get you active. Do not spend summer sat on your bottoms. You need to keep moving because you still have PE at secondary school. The next link should be Get Epic, but I'm not going to go through this because you've had plenty of practice of Get Epic. So instead, this one, so the natural curriculum, this is actually really good. Okay, it's a really creative way to get you thinking about different lessons that you can do. They are updated weekly. And give different lesson ideas. So here, the theme is looking at humpback whales. So it tells you some facts. And there's a video below. And then they give you an idea on what you could do for a lesson, whether it's for literacy or a different subject. These are updated weekly. Okay. So as with BBC Bite Size, this isn't going to be what you get to. What is also really good about the natural curriculum is if you press the home button or the different link, you've also got year 4 and 5 grammar lessons. So you're able to revise the earlier grammar skills that have built up your knowledge so far in year 6. This means that you can revise more and more and be really ready for secondary school. So if we take a quick look at year 5 grammar, so this green text at the top, that lets you know what the grammar activity is, and then these are the nature links. So you could look at the active and passive voice and learn it through elephant seals. So if we take a look at that, again there's a video, so it tells you a little bit what you can expect in the video, and it links it towards an elephant seal. Now the other link I wanted to show us real quick is this one here, the Natural History Museum in London. Okay, some of you will have been lucky enough to go here. If you've not yet gone here, I really recommend that one day you try and go here. So there are 13 different ways that you can explore this from home. some of them are narrated by David Attenborough. Okay, so you can have a look at the deep blue whale, the life of that. It explores what it's like in the ocean, and you get to have a sneak peek behind closed doors in the museum. Finally, before I go, the last thing that's on here are the year 5 and 6 spelling words. Okay, so you can practice them at home, practice them with a friend, practice them with your best friend using DB Primary if you can. Before I go, I just want to thank you for listening. I want to say a big thank you from all of the Year 6 teachers, including myself. And the last thing to say is for you to have a happy and safe summer holidays, and I wish you the best of luck at secondary school. You can roll on to Year 7 now, starting in September. Goodbye, and thank you for listening.